Good morning, Mary.
So Megan, yeah, I'm going to mute myself and see you later.
Okay, Russell, we will not begin until Brian comes on, though.
Yeah, that's fine. You can tell stories. You can greet everybody.
I will. Hi, Pat. We're going to begin in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, so just let everybody know what the day is.
Here's Brian coming on.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for us to start this meeting.
Brian? Sorry, everyone, we're having a little bit of a delay this morning, but our guests will be joining us shortly, and then we will begin. So just enjoy your beverage, and we'll be beginning soon. Yes, I have mine too.
It's
Good
peaceful.
morning, everybody.
It's peaceful
Good
here.
morning, everyone. We've got a little bit of a technical delay, so we'll be beginning in a couple of minutes. So just, and a few more people are still coming on. So we'll be with you in just a couple of minutes.
Well,
Oh,
it's nice and peaceful here.
Here we have Michelle right here. Oh, good.
And Lori and Ray. Yay.
Good morning, Michelle. And we're still
Brian.
on. All right. I think we're ready to begin. Russell, if you'd like to mute everyone, please.
Everyone is muted.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday morning coffee house. It's always a pleasure to see everyone on Sunday morning. And I'm very excited about today, and we'll get right to it. But first, I'd like to share our mission and vision statement with all of you. At the Center for Functional Nutrition, our mission statement is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. Our vision statement is to create a world that works better for everyone through the principles and practices of functional nutrition, for a more just, peaceful, and sustainable world through the biological transformation of humanity. So welcome, thank you for joining us. And I'd like to do just two housekeeping rules today. One is that next Sunday, July 4th weekend, we will not be having a coffee house, but we will resume again the following weekend. And when I do send out the email, we're going to keep it consistent, and that is the first email from Constant Contact will arrive on Thursday, either at noon or at 6. And then there'll be a reminder sent out at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning so that it will be there fresh for you. All right, I think we're all set. And Brian, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much and welcome everybody. Very excited to see all of your faces, and we have an awesome coffee house this morning. I'm super excited. So without further ado, we'll jump in. I'm going to introduce our featured presenter, and then we also have a very special good news session that we'll do just before our close, and I'll get to her and announce her before she does her special sharing. So before that, I just want to introduce Michele Licata. She is a visionary food goddess, chef, and she really specializes in organic, whole foods, anti-inflammatory foods. Um, I've had the great pleasure of getting to know her over the past month, and every conversation I get more and more inspired. She's a true light and such a giver. She's so knowledgeable, and I'm just thrilled to hear from her today. So, Michele, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing so awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited to share some of my current favorite recipes, because the current favorites are always changing. So,
Yeah, really.
yeah,
Well, we're all excited. I'm sure we'll all be ready for lunch by the time we finish this.
I know. I wish
Uh,
I could send it to all of you through the video, right?
right. But Michele, maybe you could just let us know a little bit of how you got inspired to, take on this career that you've got going.
Wow. Well, I grew up in an Italian family. My mom cooked all the time. My dad cooked all the time. My dad was the Italian one, but my mom had to learn, right? And I always grew up with having homemade food. We had a big garden when I was a kid, but I didn't really start cooking until I went away to college. And then, of course, when you're a young person, you're 19 years old, 18 years old, you want to throw away everything your parents taught you. And so I became a vegetarian. I bought remember the old Moosewood cookbook? My old Moosewood cookbook, I still have the original one. It's dog-eared, it's taped together with duct tape on the binding. But, I got that old Moosewood cookbook and started cooking. I lived in a house with a bunch of other people, and I was cooking, vats of like split pea soup and sprouting sprouts and making my own yogurt. And that's kind of how I started on my cooking journey. And then, as a young person, when I got married and had kids, I worked at the co-op and loved doing that. And I started teaching cooking classes there, and then jumped from there to having a deli and catering business with a business partner. And we were there for 3 years, and we worked our butts off and made a lot of really awesome food. We were doing wheat-free stuff before people even knew what gluten was, and we had this little hole-in-the-wall deli, and people would come in and we had really awesome food. And then I went from there to being a personal chef, and I did just the personal chefing for many years, and for private clients. I cooked for a bunch of the Minnesota Vikings, and I did a bunch of HGTV episodes, and then I started catering. I added that in and did that for almost. So I did catering, personal chefing, and then executive chef for retreats. I still do that, but I did that for almost 30 years. So yeah, it's been a long time, and I've really honed my skills, and I have a very well-trained palate. So I think that's part of what makes my food so magical, is I just make everything taste really good. So
Yeah. I love it. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. What a journey from, college, kind of moving back against what was known to your parents, and discovering a way of cooking that was really rooted in the things that do nourish ourselves best. And then just making it taste great. I'm super excited. So I'll let you take over the show and let us know what you got cooking for us.
I have, Brian asked me like what I wanted to make, and I have 3 of my current favorites, because my current favorites are, I'm a very seasonal chef. So in the winter, I'm making soups and braises and stews and all kinds of stuff like that. And in the summer, I'm grilling and salads and light foods and, you know, stuff like that. So, and one of my favorite salads that I've done for catering for years, and it's a recipe that my sous chef, who's behind in the background here, that we developed together, is a quinoa salad that has a fresh lemon vinaigrette. And I'm going to show you how to make that. And then I'm going to show you, I love pork carnitas, and I seem to make those a lot and give them away to other people. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm also going to show you how to do a vegan version of that, which is a barbecue jackfruit, which is also very delicious. And the first time I had it, I didn't even know it wasn't pork. So, so we're going to do those 3 recipes today. And then I think we're going to start with the jackfruit. And I'm going to go and grab, hang on. So I've been simmering the jackfruit, and I'm going to try to move the camera down here so you can see what, see what I'm doing. So this is the jackfruit that's been simmering. And this has been simmering in barbecue sauce. And I did pick out a paleo barbecue sauce because one of the things you know, barbecue sauce has so much sugar in it. And this smells incredible, by the way. Can you guys smell it? Here, take a whiff. So I got a paleo. Grams of. Can you guys still hear me?
Now we can hear you, yeah.
Okay. So that's the jackfruit, and then I'm gonna walk through the recipe with you, and I'm gonna show you how to make a slaw that goes with it. So I started out with, and move this out of the way, jackfruit that comes in a can, and this is what the jackfruit looks like. Yeah, I'm trying to. There we go. So it's in little wedges, and it kind of looks like white pineapple, and then it's got this hard core to it. And you're supposed to squeeze all the water out. So I squeeze the water out with my hand, and then I put it on paper towels, and then you cut this hard core off. Can I have a knife, please? So you cut the hard core off like that, and then I just put these little pieces on paper towels, and I press them really hard, and then I put a seasoning on the jackfruit, which is, can I have the jackfruit recipe? Thank you. Okay. No, I think it might be over on the table. Sorry about that. So the jackfruit recipe is, we're grabbing the recipe. So it's the spice combination is combination of smoked paprika, chili powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and I think that's all that's in it. And so the seasoning goes on to the jackfruit, and I just let that sit overnight in the fridge. And then in the morning, I had this beautiful smelling jackfruit, and I just simmered it with the barbecue sauce. So that's all ready. And we're gonna make a slaw to go with that. And the slaw, I've made an avocado mixture here, and I've got some, this is just some shredded red cabbage, and I've got a little bit of diced jalapeno pepper because I like it spicy. And we're going to mix the vegetables with the avocado. So the avocado, this is avocado that's mashed with a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of, just a tiny bit of maple syrup. And so we're gonna make this beautiful slaw. And I'm flinging it all over the counter. So that's optional if you want to do that. But you know, I'm a little bit of a messy cook. So then we've got this beautiful slaw. So I'm grabbing Connie's grabbing a serving dish for me, and then I'm going to show you how this all goes together. I'm going to put a little bit of this jalapeno pepper in there to give it a little zing. And we're going to take our jackfruit. And now you can serve this in a bun. You can serve the jackfruit in a bun. You can put this on a bun and then put the slaw on it and eat it like a sandwich. What we like to do in our family is to create bowls with it and put it with a little bit of jasmine rice or basmati rice, the jackfruit, and the slaw, and then just eat it all together. So we've got our jackfruit and our slaw, and that is ready to eat if you guys want to take a bite. So that's the barbecue jackfruit. Can I give you this? And the next recipe that we're going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk through the carnitas, and I'm going to show you how to shred the carnitas. So the carnitas is a really super easy recipe. I start out with a pork shoulder, and I cut it into chunks like this. Can you see the size of chunks? So I actually I have the butcher do this for me because, you know, it's easier when they do it. I cut the pork shoulder into chunks, and then I put it in a big pot with, I put in a half a cup of lime juice, a half a cup of lemon juice, and then I put in a heaping tablespoon of cumin, a heaping tablespoon of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of garlic powder, half a tablespoon of salt, a teaspoon of coriander. And I usually put in a little more coriander because coriander is one of my favorite seasonings. It's kind of coriander is the seed of the cilantro plant, and it has almost a lemony flavor to it. So, and then it's got a teaspoon of black pepper and a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So we have all those. And then you fill the pot with water and you just let it simmer until all the water is simmered out of it. And then it starts to kind of fry in its own fat. And once that starts to happen, I usually take it off of the heat because it'll start to burn on the bottom. And then I take the chunks out and I put them under the broiler. So you get these nice little, you know, crunchy parts, which is what I really like about the pork. And then after I broil them, then you simply just take a couple of forks and you shred the pork. You could use that same slaw on the pork and it would be absolutely delicious. And then I don't like the fatty parts of the pork, so there's some of these fatty parts on there and I just throw those away. And then you just shred the pork up, and it shreds really easily because it's been simmering for hours. This is something you could do in your oven, like in the fall, and have your whole house smelling. So there's the pork carnitas. And then what I usually do with the pork carnitas is I'll usually make like a 3-pound one for myself. And then during the week, I'll eat it with lettuce wraps. I'll eat it with, I get those cauliflower tortillas. I'll eat it on a salad. You know, it'd be perfect with the slaw. So I'll just eat a little bit, you know, eat it all different ways all week long. So it's really kind of a meal prep thing for me. So that works out really well. And it's really easy, especially when you're busy and you're working and you have other things to do. So now how are we doing on time, Brian? I've got the salad stuff here. Yeah. And I'm going to show you guys how to do a vinaigrette. First of all, I'm going to show you what is in the salad. In the salad is, we've got this is a tricolored quinoa that's cooked. I've got a diced bell pepper. I have a diced fresh zucchini. I have those little Persian cucumbers sliced up. Aren't they cute? And I have a little bit of diced red onion. And I have, I'm gonna show you how to do the lemon vinaigrette. Can I have the vinaigrette ingredients? And then we're gonna mix it all together. I've got one. So this is a vinaigrette. So I have some lemon juice. And how much lemon juice is that? Okay. Okay, so we have half a cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and I always use fresh lemon juice because the stuff, even the frozen stuff, doesn't taste as good. And we have a little bit of lemon zest here, and the lemon zest really adds a ton of flavor. We love the lemon zest. Got a little bit of Dijon mustard and a little bit of garlic. This is minced, fresh garlic. And sometimes I use garlic in here and sometimes I don't. So I'm actually not going to use all of that. It's about 1 clove. And then, you know, people ask me all the time about dressings. Dressings are so easy to make. And you see, like, this is taking like, what, 2 minutes to make this. And this is extra virgin olive oil. My favorite brand of extra virgin olive oil is the California Olive Ranch. You guys see what I'm doing? There we go. So I'm just whisking, so we're emulsifying the oil as we drizzle it into the lemon juice. And you slowly drizzle that in until you have all the olive oil incorporated. And then what there is to do is to taste it to see, like, if it's a little too sharp, if your vinaigrette, whether you're using lemon juice, whether you're using vinegar, if your vinaigrette is a little too sharp, it has a little too much acid in it. So then you simply add a little more oil. If it's too oily, you add more acid, which is your lemon juice or your vinegar. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And whisk that in really good. There we go. And we're going to taste that again. Oh, it's really good now. I wish you guys could smell and taste this because it is very lemony, light, and summery. So we've got our vinaigrette made. Now this vinaigrette, if you don't use it all in a salad, you can put it in your refrigerator and you can use it for other things. So now we're going to move on to we've got our quinoa, and we're going to add all of our vegetables in here that we've already chopped up. We've got our cucumbers, which look so cute. We've got our zucchini. We've got our bell pepper and our red onion. Thank you. I'm going to mix those all together. This is such a pretty salad. And it's so good, especially in the summertime. This is a good salad to bring to like a potluck. Of course, I don't know. Is anybody having potlucks this year? You guys have potlucks? But it's, you know, bring to a barbecue, have on your patio. And then we're going to put in our lemon vinaigrette and just mix that in. We're probably going to use most of it. Now, whenever I do vinaigrettes, I always make a large batch of it because I like to have dressings in my fridge. My favorite dressing ever is a sherry shallot vinaigrette. Okay, now I'm going to taste this to see where we're at. Oh my God, that was so good. Just needs a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt. Give it another stir. Honey has already rinsed off the spoon. Oh my God, I think that's just about perfect. So to serve that, we're going to put some of it in a bowl. Oh, we forgot to put the cheese in it. So to make this vegan, this is the perfect vegan salad. And what the other thing I love to put in here is little cubes of smoked Gouda. So that is another thing I just add in right now. And then I'm going to top the salad with some toasted cashews. Now, how delicious does that look? Doesn't that look good? And it tastes as good as it looks. So, do you guys have any questions for me? I would love to answer questions if you have any questions.
Yeah, Michelle, I'll look at the board here and I'll try to monitor. All right, yeah, we got Carol Patty. I see you. Carol Patty from New York.
Hi.
Hi.
And this is so wonderful. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
I don't know jackfruit at all. Can you explain a little bit to me about it and
Sure.
when it's in season? And
actually, jackfruit, I wish I had one to show you, but I buy canned jackfruit. You can get this in Asian markets. A lot of Trader Joe's will carry it. And for the barbecue jackfruit, I always use the canned one because the fruit is like this big and it has a lime green skin and it's got little knobs all over it and it looks really intimidating, but when you cut it up, it's really sweet. So the big jackfruit, and you can usually buy it in some grocery stores like already cut, so you don't have to get the whole ginormous jackfruit. But for the barbecue jackfruit, for the savory purposes, I always use the canned one. So, and it's really inexpensive in an Asian grocery. So that's where I like to get the jackfruit.
Great, thank you.
Great question. Let's see. I'm just looking all the way through. Oh, there we go. Pat, I see you. Sorry. Pat from Nevada. Go for it.
Yes, windy and a little chilly, and a fire not too far away, with 50 to 60-mile-an-hour winds, but not.
Oh my God.
Not going to affect us, but yeah, silly people doing stupid things when the weather's so dry.
Right.
Very frustrating.
I
but
live in
anyhow,
Minnesota. It's hot and humid here, so.
Yeah, I'm desert, so. I just have a question. Are these recipes going to be made available to us?
Yes, the recipes will be available. I will put them up. I'll put them up after the show, and I will send Brian a link with where you can go get them, and they'll be on a PDF, so you can just print it out.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
And I love jackfruit. Yes.
Yeah, I love jackfruit too. It's a really awesome vegan ingredient. So, and it's very versatile. It's kind of like tofu, you know? It's like back in the day when my kids were little, when they were growing up, I made everything with tofu because I was a vegetarian for like 35 years. And everything with tofu. And now tofu's fallen out of fashion because soy, you know, whatever. So, but I still love tofu, and I make a really good baked tofu that's crispy, and I serve it with some Brussels sprouts that are roasted with balsamic vinegar. It's totally delicious. So
sounds wonderful. Thank you.
I think that recipe is already in where I'm going to send you for these recipes. So.
Yeah, we'll make sure that everyone gets linked up with Michelle. She does have a website and a Facebook and an Instagram, but we'll make sure these specific recipes you all get. I know that I've had jackfruit. A lot of times when you get like a vegan thing in a store, you'll see that they use jackfruit, but I think we can all agree homemade is going to be a whole lot better.
A lot better. Yeah.
So I'm excited to try that. We're going to do it this week.
Yeah, I don't eat very much processed food at all anymore. I actually have been going through a personal transformation the last 3 months, and you know, with all this COVID thing, I was just finding myself coming home. I actually got a really awesome job. I'm a foodie expert in a grocery store because, you know, catering right now is pretty much dead in the water. But so I started this new job, and I was coming home every day from work because I walk 10,000 steps at work, you know, like I'm not used to that. And I'd come home and I'd lay on the couch and I'd watch news all night. And I was finding myself just being like pissed off, depressed, and I was just like, I can't keep doing this. So I made a 180-degree pivot, and it's been pretty amazing. I stopped watching TV. I started meditating every day. I do love meditation every morning. I include my whole work in it and every person in there, and my family. And I started my yoga practice again, which I've been wanting to get back to for like 8 years. So I made a 180-degree pivot during this COVID, which has been nothing short of miraculous. And I really want to support people to love and nourish themselves, but also love and nourish the people in their lives, because that's what it's all about. You know, it's about loving ourselves first, because if we don't love us, it's hard to receive love from other people. So and then just expanding our love out. So I feel like my purpose is to hold the space for love for the planet. So that's why I'm here, and I love to love you all with nourishing food, because that's my thing, right?
Yeah.
So
That's absolutely awesome, Michele. And that's, you know, I've been very fortunate to have a few conversations with you, and I always get so full after those conversations, and I haven't even eaten any of your food yet. But it's just, it's so wonderful to feature someone like you in this space, because we, you know, that's really what we believe. It's nutrition is a part of the picture. It's a huge part of the picture, but and mindfulness are a huge part of the picture as well. And just to hear your story of, you know, you had so much of the picture there available to you, but it really took getting that comprehensive. You know, it's just very awesome for you to share.
Right. It took like being really like down and you know, and just not even looking forward to the future. And then, you know, it's like, this isn't what I came here for. So, you know, there are a couple other factors in there that happened that were miraculous too. So I had an amazing man come into my life, and I've been in a relationship for 8 years. So they all kind of work together to like this rebirth. And, you know, what I want to say to people is like, you know, it's up to us to create that change in ourselves. And once we start creating that change in ourselves, like that synchronicity starts happening, and things show up in our lives, and people show up in our lives. And, you know, and it's like, it's about being in the flow and being in love, you know, being in the state of love, because it's really easy to be in the state of being pissed off, especially being in America at this juncture in time. It's really easy to be pissed off about everything. So, but what kind of life does that give us? So, whereas if we're standing in love, that gives us a whole different life, you know. And then we can love the people around us. We can love our cities. You know, I live in Minneapolis, where George Floyd, you know, he was killed 8 blocks from where I used to live. So, you know, it's like tensions are high, emotions are high, and how can we, you know, just take a step back and love people. And you know, we don't need to be combative. We don't need to be you know, making everybody wrong.
Yeah, it's a beautiful message, Michele. And I'm very excited to keep our connection going and learn a lot more from
Me too.
Lock arms in this great mission. And I know Russell wanted to share something quickly.
Awesome.
Hello, Michele.
Hello, Russell. I've seen your website. I'm impressed.
We will definitely have you back. Thank you so much for being here today. As the co-founder with Megan for the Center for Functional Nutrition. I just wanted to let you know that we have a very dog-eared copy of the Moosewood Cookbook downstairs. Molly Captain, thank you very much.
Yes.
I also have a book. I was trying to find it. If you saw me turning around, I was trying to find my Sally Fallon book, Nourishing Traditions.
Oh, yes, yes.
But I did find a book from 1979 by Cornelia Ihara called The Calendar Cookbook. So we're all about.
Wow.
So, and I much prefer the state of love right now than the state of Massachusetts. I can tell you that.
I love that.
And
yeah.
so just thank you so much. You are a blessing to everyone who you share with, and we're so delighted that you're here this morning, and we will have you back. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. You know, my life is so incredibly blessed, and if I could share that with other people and share with people how to nourish and take care of themselves.
Oh, somebody muted her.
When we find and do the things that nourish our best, all will be well today and in all the days ahead.
Mm.
Oh, awesome. Well, to send us all off into a beautiful Sunday and a love-filled week, we are going to wrap things up with a very dear friend of mine, another Minneapolis native and a very close friend of Michelle. Mary Harris is going to send us on our way with something I'm sure very love-filled. And Mary, I'll hand it over to you. And thank you so much for being here with all of us.
Oh my goodness, it's a pleasure to be here. It's worth getting up for and shining. Just glad to be here. All the beautiful faces, beautiful job, just beautiful. And I have to, I get to taste that food. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna sing a song that's right in line with talking about love, and yeah, there's a lot going on in the world today, and I think it's good that so much is coming up about our differences, because we can also see how much alike we are. So I'm gonna sing a song that my brother wrote called "The Bottom Line," and today I'm gonna do kind of island flair, kind of. So here we go. We all are a flicker from the same flame. Each one of us is different, yet we're all the same. We all are spirits, sharing the same time. That's the bottom line. So let's learn to live together in harmony. What's good for your brother is good for you and me. Love and understanding brings peace of mind. That's the bottom line. And I'm gonna sing the word love. Love, love, love. La, 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 love. Love, love, love. La, 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 love. Gotta get my tongue ready. Here we go. La, 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 love. Love, that's the bottom line. I say that line again for you. That's the bottom line. One more time now. That's the bottom line.
Woo! Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Mary.
Love it.
No,
Thank you, Mary.
I love you.
Love you.
All right, everyone. Well, I'm sure that boosted all our souls and our smiles. So, we're so very grateful for everyone here and for everyone in our lives and our communities. You know, all of these coffee houses are recorded, they can be shared. So let's just share a lot with all the people in our lives. And thank you for the smile that you've all brought to me this morning. Very, very grateful. Have a wonderful Sunday. See you all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.
I thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you,
Thank
Michelle.
you,
Thank you
Michelle.
so
Thank you,
Welcome.
Mary.
Bye.
You guys are rock stars.
Yeah.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Connie Delgado, the sushi.
Delgado.
Yes, honey.
Yay.
Everybody, welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.